Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I want to show you my Dark Fate team that I'm using to, I guess you could call it speed farm it on stage 120. And the reason for that is, on this rotation, from my point of view at least, the best one of the bosses to farm is the Dark Fate, because it gives you forging materials. Let me see, what is it over here? It gives you the Fate spheres, and with this one you can forge the lethal gear, which is basically an improved Savage set that gives you 25% defense ignore and 20% crit rate, which is massive. When you're thinking that your champion start with a 15% crit rate base, and you get another 10% from this set, plus the damage, plus the defense ignore, that makes it really good. Like, honestly, this rotation, I guess, is the one that has, like, all of them. Could be, you know, you could argue that anybody's worth farming. Like, the Celestial Griffin gives you the forging materials for the Guardian, Scarab King gives you for the, what's it called, Untouchable set. Even the Bommel gives you for, I forgot how it's called. Let's just have a quick look in the forge, but that set is also really good, and it is the Fortitude, which basically is an improved resistance set, gives you resist and defense, and it's a 2-piece set. But Bommel is one of the harder ones to actually farm. But when it comes back to the Dark Fate, the team that I'm using is nothing free-to-play friendly, okay? This is my main account. This is more of a, like I said, speedrun showcase, but I'm using Gnut, which was the previous fusion, and honestly, I did not give Gnut anything in there. Maybe I should just give him the... Let me see, what's the right thing for Gnut? I guess the Soul Reap. Like, you could argue that for Gnut you could use a Phantom Touch that helps you for the Fire Knight. You could argue that you could use Brimstone if you really need Brimstone. But mostly for the stuff that I would be using Gnut, you wouldn't really care about his Brimstone. You'd rather have the Soul Reap for a chance to just kill off whoever is the enemy. May it be a boss, if you use him in Hydra, this could be pretty good. So I think I'm just gonna go with Soul Reap. I just bought his soul from the market earlier. And like, the reason why he's so good for the Dark Fae is because he brings massive damage on the A3. He brings you the weaken and decrease attack, which can help if you're gonna take some hits. And it's also the fact that he brings turn meter control on the A1. So his kit overall is pretty amazing. Then obviously the usual culprits, a Deacon that brings me more turn meter control, decreased defense, a Lore, which is basically the turn meter control specialist on her A1. She's, you know, she's the best turn meter control champion in the game where this actually works. And then I'm also using a Royal Guard because I had 3 built and I'm not using them anymore as much. I only am using 1. So this one I just specialize in here because, again, what Royal Guard brings is an enemy max HP hit. He brings you a turn meter control plus the decreased speed, which you kind of want to have decreased speed because the boss runs at 250 speed, and then a decreased defense on the A1, which maybe you don't care as much, but if you don't have a Deacon for decreased defense, then Royal Guard is going to help. And I'm basically using Hegemon because I have a second Hegemon. I don't have masteries on him, but I said, you know what would be the best use of a second Hegemon? Because in the arena, Hegemon's not the best anymore, so I just have him in there because of his passive. Always goes first in each round. So what that means is when we get to the boss, the boss just does a copy of all of our champions and he straight up goes first, and I'm keeping his nuke for that. So when he gets a turn, I just have him built with straight up nuke, no accuracy, no speed. Look at this, 106 speed, just straight up nuke, so he can kill most of my champions. He's not going to be able to kill everything because I have Gnut in there, which is, well, he's a kind of a, you know, he's a tanky boy, so he's not gonna die, but everything else runs just fine. Let me quickly show you a little bit of presets. So I have nothing for Deacon, I have nothing for Allure on the waves. I just have it open with the A2 when it gets to the boss part. If I can, then only do the A1. For Gnut, I have him open with the A2 on the first wave. Second wave, he does whatever. At the boss again, he does whatever. He's gonna come back to the A3 mostly. Maybe I should just prioritize this in case he has it. Then for Hegemon, I lock out his A2 for the waves because it's a 4-turn cooldown, and because I kill the waves pretty fast, he's not going to have it back on the boss part, especially because he's 106. So I just have that locked, and once he gets to the boss, he can do this. You could argue that you could even build maybe Hegemon with some accuracy and you could drop the Royal Guard, I guess. Like that, I might be doing some more testing, see if it's better to get somebody like, I don't know, Ninja instead of Royal Guard, because Ninja could do some crazy damage. And if you gave Hegemon some accuracy, he could be the one that brings you the decreased speed, because he has a double hit with the, what's that, 55% chance to decrease speed on each hit. Most of the time he's gonna land it, so that could be an idea. And then when it comes to Royal Guard, I lock his A3 because I want to have the A3 ready once we get to the boss, as I want to land the decreased speed on the boss as early as possible. But let's have a look and see how the run goes. And like I said, this is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. Again, it's, you know, it's mostly a showcase. It's not a guide, but if you wanted to do something like this type of a team that I'm using over here, and you don't have a Hegemon, well, you can bring somebody else instead of Hegemon, but you would want to have them in such a rotation where Deacon goes first, he has the decreased accuracy, like his A3 first, then he does the decreased defense, and then you would have somebody like, I don't know, even, what's his name, Hornday could be good because he also brings the decreased, he also brings the turn meter control, decreased defense, weaken, you know, all the other good stuff. But you know what, this is what I'm using. But keep in mind, if you wanted to do that way, keep in mind that you want to have them speed tuned. You don't want the enemy cut to cut end. So that's why, like, I'm kind of using it like this. It's pretty good. I do get a few hits, but it doesn't matter because you know what, I'm gonna have the leech that I'm gonna land from Deacon. I'm gonna have the decreased attack that I'm gonna land from Gnut. So I kind of get myself to be a little bit tanky and be able to deal with a couple of hits that I'm taking. So honestly, from what I've run this this team so far, it has never failed, and it does it pretty consistently around like 1 minute and 10 seconds to like 1 minute and a half. It depends a little bit obviously on the RNG, if you don't land some turn meter control skills, but the damage the Gnut just brings just makes it go down so fast. It's just insane. Like, the boss doesn't really get the chance to do much before she's dead. Maybe she gets like 1 or 2 turns in between, but again, like I mentioned, we have the leech, we have the decreased attack, so we are fine most of the time. Let's see if we're gonna bring it down. I also have Gnut to keep in mind in the same build that I have him for other areas of the game, such as like the Fire Knight on hard, and also for the Dark Fate. Seems like this one went a bit further, like 1 minute and 40, but normally it's like I said, around 1 minute and 10, 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's pretty consistent. It cannot really fail because the good thing about this team specifically that I have is Hegemon is the target for the Dark Fae when he does the single person copy. The way that works is, this is something that I did not know, but YST figured it out, is the boss always targets, after he does the, you know, the full team copy, the single target one, he targets the person that has the highest attack. And obviously in my case is Hegemon because he just built up to straight, is built out to just nuke. So he's always gonna be copied, and because he's so slow, because I have him running at 106 speed, like I said, as I only need him for that damage, he's not really gonna get the turn. Even if everybody gets true feared, my team gets the turnaround and he's gonna be killed before he has a chance to do anything else. And it also saves me on animations for saves me on the animation time, because Hedgie is so slow on my side, he barely gets any turns, because I don't really want him to get that many turns. He doesn't do that much damage to the boss itself. I do more damage with the enemy max HP hits from Railguard and from Gnut. And look at this one's gonna be close to 1 minute and seconds. See, it just works so fun, and it's so good of a team that it's never gonna fail. It's the perfect team. Let me show you a little bit the builds as well for these champions. So, like I said, I have Gnut in a Relentless. That's the best build, in my opinion, for Gnut. Doesn't matter if you use him for Hydra, if you use him for Fire Knight. His whole kit is pretty good, the A3 and the A2, even the A1, so you want to take advantage of all of his kits. So the Relentless is the best one. I do have Message on him. These are the masteries. Let me move myself out of the way so you can see. He's running, obviously, Giant Set because he has triple hit on the A1 and A3. And the stats, 228 speed, 100% crit rate, decent accuracy. Like, you would want him to be around 350 accuracy in order to land consistently his debuffs on the boss, but with 320 it worked just fine. Like, he's not there only for the turn meter control, he's mostly there for these hits, the enemy max HP hits, and, you know, a little bit of the debuffs, but they're not the main priority. Then, like I said, Hegemon, he's in lethal plus cruel. He's just straight up damage, no accuracy, no speed, just in there to nuke. And I don't even have masteries on him. I feel like maybe if I got masteries and I got Helm Smasher, maybe there would be a chance for me to even kill the Gnut on the first hit, but who knows. Or even if I didn't kill him, I could give him War Master, maybe I would do more damage, and I would kind of guarantee that Royal Guard lands the decreased speed on the boss, because this one's 4 hitter at random, okay, so it doesn't always land on the boss. If he does 2-3 hits on the Gnut that's left alive after the Hedgie nuke, then there's a chance the decreased speed doesn't land, but even then, that works pretty good. And now, since we're talking about Royal Guard, I have him in a Reflex because I wanted to come back to his A2 and I want him to come back to his A3. And honestly, in this build, I mean, maybe he's a little bit too fast, but in this build, he would also be good to be used in Hydra, okay? Maybe you would lower a bit of speed and just get a bit more crit damage or a bit more survivability, and then on Hydra, you would just lock out his A3 and just use him for the A2. So yeah, these are his stats, pretty fast, 100% crit rate, accuracy close to 350 again, so he lands his debuffs, good crit damage, good attack, and don't really care about survivability for this boss. And then these are his masteries, obviously with War Master. Then Deacon, again War Master, and then down the support tree. These are some masteries that I used on Deacon a while back in a clan boss showcase. He's obviously, everybody's gonna be fully booked. That I'm showing you here, everybody's fully booked. He's just running in some random speed and crit damage builds. Keep in mind, you don't want to get your Deacon too tanky, because if he's too tanky, you're gonna have the same situation as you have with Gnut. He's not gonna die, which means it's gonna take you longer to kill them and things can go wrong. So keep that in mind. Make sure you don't make him too tanky, just make him do damage. Why not? He's not gonna die anyway. And then the last one, Allure. Honestly, Allure is in the same build that I had built for like 6 months ago. She was in immunity for my Fire Knight 25 team, just to have that extra buff for Seer to rip off, so I just left her the same. 350 accuracy, good speed, 100% crit rate, obviously, because you want her to crit in order to land a decrease decrease turn meter on day 1, and then if you can pump some damage in there, go for it. Again, masteries, I gave her Giant Slayer because she has triple hit A1, and that's mostly what you care about. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. Like I said, this is more of a showcase of the team that I'm using on my account, or maybe have those champions you want to do something similar. I do have lots of guides on the Dark Fae, how you can deal with it, free-to-play versions and game versions. Just check through my channel, and I'm quite sure you're gonna find some guides for the Dark Fae in order for you to be able to at least beat it, if not to farm it. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.